The world has changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Has this ever happened to you? It's half past your bedtime, but you're being tempted to eat junk food, play video games, and text your ex-girlfriend Shailene Woodley and tell her that you hope she's doing well even though there's no real reason to, and it doesn't matter if you have good intentions, she's not in your life anymore and you really need to move on? Everyone in one way or another has experienced one or more of these temptations, and when we continue to give in to them time after time after time, we call them bad habits. Okay, maybe we don't struggle with the same things. Maybe your bad habits do not involve actress Shailene Woodley, but I do know that everyone, at the least, has behavior that's undesirable, and at the most, maybe a little destructive. Now, this video is not meant to diminish bad habits, but rather to encourage you to overcome them. So regardless of how intense your bad habits are, I want to encourage you to be able to overcome them. Now, when I am trying to isolate and change habits, I do three specific things. The first is to recognize my cues and eliminate them. The second is to replace the habit with a good habit. And the third is to regroup and refocus. The habit loop is what transpires to develop and maintain habits. The three main components are cues, routines, and rewards. Cues, or triggers, are what first cause us to start the habit. When we have a habit that we want to break, it's important to sit down and consider what it is that's causing the undesirable behavior. Some use the acronym BALD, bored, alone, lonely, and depressed, in terms of what attributes to bad habits. But they don't have to be so serious. Some cues are really simple. For example, if I'm biting my nails and I don't realize I'm doing it, it might be because of one of those four, but more likely I'm biting my nails because they're unkept. When I know what is cueing myself to bite the nails, I eliminate those cues immediately. Once I recognize and eliminate the cues, replacing the routine is super easy. Traditionally, people will use phrases like quitting the habit, like in the title of this video, or they will use phrases like breaking the habit, like in the 2003 hit song by Linkin Park, Breaking the Habit. But it's more appropriate to say that people don't quit or break habits, but rather they replace habits with different ones. And it's really easy to replace a habit when you do habit stacking. Habit stacking is when you add a habit to an already existing habit. Like brushing my teeth. I brush my teeth every night before I go to bed, so to stack the new desirable habit to this one, I will create new cues by putting the nail clippers right next to my toothbrush. Then every time I brush my teeth, I will look at my fingers to see if they need to be cut or cleaned. I'll also add it to my bullet journal's habit tracker, even if it's something as simple as checking my nails. It's nice to have a sense of accomplishment by checking off that you did it. By incorporating this new habit into a previously existing one, it becomes much easier to maintain. Now, sometimes you might quit a habit for a while. Then you might slip back into your old ways. Because of this, it's important to regroup. Go back to the drawing board and go over the cues, go over the steps of replacing and stacking a habit, and know that the reason we have habits is because it's more desirable and easier to do those things than to not do them. So it's okay if it doesn't stick immediately. Sometimes we need to have strong rules, even if they make your life less pleasant in the moment. They're important in the long run, like no phones after 11 p.m., or no eating after 11 p.m., or no video games after 11 p.m., and deleting your ex-girlfriend Shailene Woodley's phone number. When I am reassessing my habits, I love using my bullet journal. I want to be able to visualize how the process is going. It might feel like it's going horribly, or it might feel like it's going much better than it actually is, but being able to mark down whether or not I'm taking care of my nails, going to bed on time, and not texting Shailene Woodley is super helpful. So again, when I'm trying to overcome a habit, I do 3 things. The first is I recognize the cues and eliminate them. The second is I replace the habit with a good habit and incorporate habit stacking. And lastly, I regroup, I refocus, and I continue to try and overcome the habit. I hope you guys found this video helpful and encouraging, and there are definitely a lot of resources out there on habits, but my personal favorite is the book The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. It's phenomenal, it's a must read, a definite recommend from me. I'll have a link in the description below so you can get a copy for yourself, but in the meantime, I hope that you're doing well. I love you, peace, God bless, and I will catch you guys in the next one.